Cast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, Ron here at AbleSys. Welcome to the webinar. We'll go over the charts and look at the signals, and it's always very repetitive. In other words, we really just keep repeating the same way we trade, because it's always the same colors, the same dots, the same rules. So it doesn't really matter what you trade, what time frames you trade. We just go by some rules that we stick by, and that are low risk, and put the odds in our favor, and we just keep repeating the same process over and over and over, just like a robot, like I say. So you just have to be very robotic and try and put your emotions aside as much as you can. And believe me, I know that's the hardest part. We all know that. But the more you can do that, by far the more profitable you'll be, because it's going to keep working, even though we have some losing trades, and that I can guarantee. It's not didn't stop working today, or because you or I are using it and there was a few losing trades. I can assure you that. So we'll jump in and we'll take a look at the signals. Intraday was a really great day today. It was wild. I mean, the VIX is at 17 and change, almost 18 now. Oh boy, that's fun when it starts to climb in the high teens like this, because you get some really big winning trades. But before we get there, let's jump in and take a look at this stock chart. I got this off of WinTick, and we had a new signal yesterday, buy signal, blue bar, blue dot, and blue X. Well, that's exactly what we're looking for. This is a daily, weekly stock chart. DOCU is the symbol. Really nice trade 5 months ago, and that went up very nicely. As long as you've got these blue dots below, stay in the trade. You're safe. Now, we did get stop out here, because we always like to put the stops at the second lower row of small blue dots. Some people even put it as low as the weekly charts if you're looking for a longer term trade. But to keep it simple, we're just going to put it at the second row of small blue dots, not the first row, the second row. Remember, now we're going 2 steps down. And if we get stopped out here, which we would have, although that's a really nice winner, because we're in at 56 and we're out here at about 63 in a month, we get right back in again. If you get stopped out, you get right back in again on the next triple confirmation trade, which would be blue bar, blue dot, blue X. The X's only come in once a week, so you're not going to get an X under every price bar. Some people say, oh, does it have to line up exactly all 3? No, because these X's, these are the weekly support points. This is the weekly signal, and the dots come under every bar because that's the daily. So as long as you've got that week, and in fact we've had it here for a couple of months, right back in again the next day, and up and away we go till the red bar with the red dot. So we were long here at 65, out at 72. I mean, really nice trade there, especially if you trade options. But here's the key: no trade zone in here. 2 weeks ago, the software said, don't do anything. It's going to go sideways. It's going to be choppy. It's not going to be low risk. It's going to be high risk. We won't do it if it's high risk. And that's what the no trade zones are. Here's the real value in the software, are the no trade zones. And that's exactly what happened. Look how, sideways and kind of choppy, and just, can't make any money if it's choppy. Nobody can. So the point of the no trade zones is to avoid the choppy markets, because everybody loses when it's choppy. But if we can avoid most of them, we're not going to avoid all of them, I tell it like it is, but if you can avoid, some or most of them, hey, that's less money that we lost. And then, of course, yesterday we had the buy signal right here. It closed at 77. Getting in at the open today would be 76 and change, and it closed at 79.11. So, I mean, that's a nice start. That's a $2 winner right off the bat. And if you got, if you trade options or the call option, that's a home run to start with. Who knows what's going to happen, any other day, but the software still likes it. Stop is just going to go a couple pennies under the blue dots. Let's call it 72.5. We're in at 77, very low risk, and we're already up $2. So we'll see what happens. The key is to get those dots to go higher, number one, and you want to keep the bars blue. Green means sideways or maybe getting a little weak. As long as they're blue, don't even think about getting out of the trade. You're safe. Same thing with the E-minis. Love, how much we love the E-mini NASDAQ 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute chart because it's extremely profitable. It's low risk. It's smooth. Certainly compared to the ES, the NQ is much smoother. But I'd like just as much the Russell. So, if you want to looking at something different, or the NQ is really, choppy or something, I would say second favorite would definitely be RTY. Why? Because it's smooth and it's not too crazy and it's definitely profit potential. So those are definitely our two favorites. So let's take a look. We had a winning signal, 2 minutes after the open. We started off really, really nice. Triple confirmation. In fact, quadruple confirmation. Blue bar, blue 2 minute, that's the smaller X. Blue 1 minute, that's the dot. And the blue bigger X is the 3 minute. The 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, all saying it's going to go up and there's protection under the price. The price bar is blue. It's right at, a couple of minutes after the open where you usually get a pop. I mean, what more could you possibly want? I mean, there's no guarantees, but I mean, that's pretty damn good. I mean, that's sweet. I mean, that's a lot of odds stacked in your favor, up and away it went. 2 green bars right here. So by the way, we're long at 69, let's call it 70. We're long at 70, and then we got 2 greens right here. So we're going to put a stop loss. We're getting beautiful profit. By the way, we put the stop 1 point below the bottom of the bar. And then as the dots go higher, we continue to lag one lower level, second lower level of blue dots. So here's where it gets interesting. When stop would be right here at this point now, it's at 85. We're long from 70. That's a guarantee 15 points. That's $300 is the worst we can do on this trade. It's a guaranteed $300 for just one contract. But you're looking at this live, and now the price is up here at 91, about 99. Sheesh. On your account, we're actually in profit 600 at this point. We got to guarantee 300 and profit 600. That's a lot of give back there. So when you're looking at this live, and this is what you would be seeing. Now the bars are blue. You don't even entertain a thought of getting out. We're gonna nail this one good. Green bar and it pulled back. Ooh, another green bar. Okay, so we've got a huge profit right here. We're gonna move that stop from here, which is the previous lower blue dot. We want to move it closer. We want to protect more of our profit because we got such a huge, profit going here. Put it 1 point below the bottom of the lower of the 2 green bars. Okay, so I'm just gonna, we're not gonna get into nickels and dimes here. Let's just say we're gonna put it at 95. Look at this, it's going higher. We're getting a bonus here. Love it. Bars went back to blue. Beautiful. Green, green. Now we're going to move that stop a little closer because we want to protect even more of this big gain. Now we got the stop at 91, let's say 04. Okay, we're in at 70. We've just guaranteed 34 profits, 34 points. We've just profited $680 guarantee. Let's just even call it 650 because I always like the low. I don't like to exaggerate the gains. I don't even want to tell you what. I don't even like to say the gain what it actually was. I want to just lower it a little bit because you got slippage, you got commissions, whatever. There's always a reason that you might not nail it perfect. And believe me, you're not going to get every one of these perfect either. You just want to get most of this. Stop out right here. So we're stopped out at 94. was a 34-point profit, 680. Let's just call it 650. I mean, home run ball. It just. I mean, it's as clear as can be too. For an AbleTrend trader who attends these webinars, I'm doing it for 15 years, who attends these webinars regularly, you just. I mean, I don't know what more you can, how I can possibly make it any easier than that. And I don't mean trading is easy, because it's certainly tough. And there's going to be losing trades and there's going to be losing days. I can also guarantee that too, because I tell it like it is. It's about real life trading, not about any fake stuff, not about exaggeration. This is the real deal here. But I mean, you've got quadruple confirmation right here. I mean, you've had blue 3-minute dots for an hour prior to the trade. I mean, it just doesn't come any better than that. I mean, that's as slam dunk as it gets. Well, it could be better if the bar was a little smaller, but you can't worry about the size of the bar, as I've said a zillion times, at the beginning of the day. It's going to be long. There's a volume explosion at 9:30. I mean, I'd like the bar to be shorter, yes, but there's going to be a volume explosion at the beginning of the day. So very often you're going to have 10, 15 point type bars. You got to go with it. You have to go with it. Especially when you're long over here at 70, the bottom of the bar is going to be about 55, 57. So you're going to put it at 56. Okay, you're in at 70, 69 and change. Let's call it 70. And the bottom of the bar is 57. Now you got to go 1 point lower. It's the beginning of the day, especially when everything else is lined up perfect. Everything else is just, you've got quadruple confirmation. You got to go with it. And as I mentioned the other day when Michael Z was asking about this, the 3-minute, 9-minute, which I always look at that also for additional confirmation, was also on a long signal from 8:15, an hour and a half before the market even opened. So you had a lot of things in your favor. You had the 3-9 saying clearly a long trade from 8:15 in the morning. This is New York time, East Coast time, so 9:30 is when the market opens here. So you've got the 3-9 on a long, you've got triple confirmation on the 3-9, you've got quadruple confirmation on the 1-3. It's a little longer bar than I'd like, yes, but we're going to put it 1 point below, and there was a pullback before we did get in. So we're actually, we're in at 70, and our stop is right around 57. Looking at about 13 points. 13 points, I mean, got to go with it. Got to do it. When you have that much odds in your favor, you've got to go with it. However, you want to be a little extra, or if you want a tighter stop, you wait for the next bar. As I always say, you know what? The next bar was just long. Okay, wait for the third bar. Well, that one is clearly a very short bar. So again, if you didn't catch the beginning, no problem. I mean, nobody's going to get this all perfect. You get in on the shortest bar that comes up. There's the third bar, and that's a small little bar. That's 7 points. I mean, that's nothing in the trading world, especially at the beginning of the day. So just put your stop 1 point lower. No problem. You're getting it a little higher price, but you know what? It's perfectly valid to do that. It's perfectly okay to do that if you're just not comfortable with a longer beginning bar. Totally understand. It's okay. I repeat, it's okay. So you're in on that for not getting in on that first bar. So you're getting in on the third bar here, which is a little shorter. You got your stop at 82. You're long at 90. And we were out over here, as we mentioned, on the 2 green bar stop. We're out at about 04. What's wrong with 14 points or $280 first trade of the day? I'll take it. Who wouldn't? Okay, scrolling right along. Now you might say, there's a sweet spot. Because I was looking at that one saying, hey, look at this. We've got a sweet spot. Is it time to get back in again? Because that is a textbook sweet spot right there. Pulls back to the blue dots. The bar goes from green back to blue again. It bounces right off support, goes back up again. I mean, that is just an absolute textbook sweet spot. What do you do? Well, that's why I kept this chart up here. You look at this, you look at the tick chart. That's what the tick chart's for. It's for the sweet spots. Well, tick chart said, we're not getting in. We're still short. This is right here in the area where we were looking at right now, very clearly on a triple confirmation short. No sweet spot trade. Because then it goes to red anyhow, so we're not even thinking about it. So no sweet spot, no trade there. Sweet spot did not agree, and that's why I absolutely love that tick chart, because it filters out so many false sweet spot trades that we save money. Triple confirmation short right here. I'm being very cautious because I'm waiting for the 3-minute X, because technically you can get in on the 2-minute X. It's right here. It closes under the blue X's. As long as it closes under the blue X, you still have a 1-minute and a 2-minute, but I want to be a little extra cautious, which was actually a better place to get in. But, let's just be a little extra cautious, and we'll, go with the rule here and wait on the 3-minute, because technically that's what we want to do. Well, that one worked out well. Again, let's just keep it simple. We're out on the blue bar right there, and that was a really nice trade. We're short from 68, and we're out at 45. That's another 23 points. That's another $260. We're up a bunch of money right now. We're looking at like 700 or 800. I mean, it's not even 11 o'clock in the morning, and the market opened, not an hour and a half after the market opened up. I mean, that's nuts. Okay, here's another triple confirmation. It's the 2-minute. If you want to be a little extra safer, then wait for the 3-minute. Right here is the 3-minute X. So it turns out it's about the same price anyhow. So we're long at 60. Let's call it 68. And we're out over here at 77. It's another 9 points. That's another $180 tacked on. After the first 3 trades, I mean, it was nuts. We were over $1,000 profit just on one contract. Keep it simple. Okay. No trade zone here, and it's a good thing we didn't, because way back here, AbleTrend said it's going to go sideways. It's going to be choppy. Just leave it alone. It's too risky. We've got resistance above. That's like a brick wall. It's going to block it from going higher. You've got support below. That's a brick wall. It's going to block it from going lower. Well, what normally happens is it gets stuck in the middle. Wow, looking at it a half an hour later, that's exactly what happened. AbleTrend told me a half an hour before it went sideways and got choppy, and that's just what happened. I mean, today was it was unbelievable. It was just crazy today. I only wish every day could be like this, but it was nailing big time moves left and right. It was keeping us out of trouble. It was like the dream day today. Not always like that. It's about the 4th time I've said it. There will be losing trades and losing days. Okay, triple confirmation short right there. Could you get a more textbook triple confirmation short than that? That's right before the dead zone too. So that's a valid trade. I mean, that's as good as it gets. Red bar, red 1-minute, red 2-minute, red 3-minute. I mean, that chart would be screaming at us if it could talk. And we're going short here at 65. We're going to take that all the way down. Well, we got the 2 greens, so we're going to go here. Let's keep it simple, because that's really where we got about same price anyhow. 65 out at 47. I mean, it's ridiculous. We're like plus 1,500 at this point. Okay, I mean, it was nuts. It was unbelievable. Now you say, oh, there's a losing trade. Dead zone. Look at this dead zone right here. It didn't take this one either. And the 3.9 was in a no trade zone also. Because I said the other day, well, you could take it. It's a couple of minutes before 12. Now, if everything else agrees, 3.9 did not agree. 3.9 was in a no trade zone. Still no trade right here. 3.9 was in a no trade zone. Not going to take it. there we go. It's right after 2 o'clock. It's right around 2 o'clock Eastern, 11 Pacific. We're long, up and away we go. Home run city there. Here's our two greens. We're going to put the stop. Oh, it's going to put a little under the blue dot anyhow. So we're out here at 77. We want long here at 57. That's another 20 points. That's another 400 tacked on to the 1,500 that we were plus at this point. It's now a plus 1,900. We lost 10 points on this trade. It was actually 7. I'm even going to stretch it to 10. And this one started out unbelievable. I mean, this looks like the home run of the world here. It just took off like a rocket, but to be fair about it, turned it right around. And if you stick into the rules like a robot and using zero emotion, there's no thinking and there's no emotion when you trade with AbleTrend. If you think, if you put your emotions in, you, me, we're all going to lose. No trade zone here. And there's, my theory on the first and last hour. I love that last hour of trading. Whew, many days, most days, that's the best trade of the day. So we're going to go long right here. Again, another textbook, quadruple confirmation trade. Absolutely textbook. Just, it's a short bar. It's near the blue dot. I couldn't have drawn this up any better if I was paper trading it. Okay, we're long at 06. Let's call it 07 because there's always slippage in commissions, and then the rocket ship took off. This is the close, 4 o'clock New York close. If you got this going on and it's 4 o'clock, because technically the market doesn't close till 4:15 Eastern. Why not? Why get out at that point if you have solid blue bars and you still have triple confirmation? And the 3-minute, 9-minute is screaming it's going to go higher, and the tick chart is screaming it's going to go higher. There's your tick. Just stay in it. But I'm going to take worst case scenario. We're out over here at 53. Remember, we went long at 07. That's another 45 points or 900 more. Anybody who was very strictly, and I mean strictly, being a robot trading the NQ today, you made $2,500. You might only get one day a year like this, but it is what it is. This is what it was. It was insane. I just wish every day could be like this. Tomorrow could be a losing day. Who knows? But if you put your emotions aside and you follow the AbleTrend rules repeatedly, all day long, every day, week after week, you hit yourself a major home run. And today was as good as it gets. This is how you use it. And again, nobody's going to nail it perfect. If you even got 3/4 of that, who wouldn't be happy with that? But you almost bought yourself a 1-year license in one day, trading one contract, not 5, not 21. But you had to be very disciplined. That's the hard part, and emotionless, and that's even harder. So this is how you use it. This is how you can become profitable. You take it from there. Nobody can trade it for you. Something that you or I we have to do ourselves. Okay, I'm going to go through the questions very quickly because I'm already 10 minutes over my limit. Mike Z, what a day. Found it hard to enter on the NQ. Well, I went over that whole NQ scenario. You could have, worst case scenario, Michael, you'd have gotten in on the shorter third bar after the open, which was a much shorter bar. Deborah, thank you for the webinars. You're welcome, Deborah. Cheryl, I found that one on WinTick, the same list that I always recommend. Today's buy sell signals for tomorrow. John saying, as soon as I see triple confirmation, one of the blue or red dots or X's disappears. So is it better to wait another dot? No, you just get in right then and there, John. You get right then and there. Remember, the big X's have 3 minutes to make up its mind whether it wants to stay in the trade or not. But if it should turn and the market comes down and it turns and it goes to red, you exit the trade. Otherwise, if it doesn't, so what? If it disappears, you're in the trade. You've got your stop loss in place. There's only one. There's only one exit, two exit rules, an opposite colored bar, or it hits the stop. And today, you would have had, no problem with any one of these trades because they were all home runs. It's very rare you get a day like today where every trade was a home run, was a huge winner. Skip waited for the third bar. Yep, that's you. Good job, Skip. Zach, the best way to get into that trade if you missed, okay, I answered that one. Yep, you're welcome, Zach. Frank, what do I recommend for overnight trading? I got to be honest with you. I don't think I've looked at overnight trading one time in my life. That's just my opinion. But if you're going to do overnight trading, I would recommend a little higher time frame. Maybe a 3-9, because overnight trading is a lot slower. But software doesn't care what I think or what time of the day it is. 3-9 would be what I would suggest for overnight trading. Chris, didn't get stopped out on a 2 green bar exit and the trend continues. Do I put my stop back to the second 1 minute dot? Yes, you do. But as soon as 2 more green bars come, just move your stop up again higher, 1 point below the bottom of the 2 green bars. No, wouldn't have been stopped out, Cheryl. No, actually, we would not have been stopped out on the last long. And I'll go there right now. Stop would be right here. Never did get stopped out. But let's say that you did. Actually, you're right. You know what? You are right on that because the stop goes 1 point. This is a very long bar, and the stop would go 1 point below the bottom of the bar. So we'd be stopped out right there. That's correct. And go right back along in there, or better yet, look at these sweet spots right here. I mean, those are just absolutely textbook sweet spots. So we'd be right back in again there, and after being up about, I don't know, what did we say? We were up about 1900 or something into that point. Even if, let's just say 1500. I'll just take 400 off the top just for the heck of it, in case you missed one of those trades. You've got an absolutely textbook sweet spot, triple confirmation trade right there. I'm glad you brought that up. Triple confirmation trade right there. So we're in at 91.20. And if you're out at the 4 o'clock close, you picked up 35 points because you're out at 55. So that's $700 in the last 1/2 hour. And if you stayed in it till 4:15 close, then you really hit a home run because Amazon came out with great earnings, and after hours the futures just shot up even higher. But again, I'm not even going to count that because I like to, take worst case scenario and lowest risk scenarios. So you'd be right back in there, out there. That's 35 points or 700. Michael Z got stopped out on the 303 trade because I had my stop. Yes, sir. I just went over that. So you get right back in on the perfect sweet spot right around 3:30, 30 minutes before it ended. Heinz, what are the criteria you change from 1 to 3 to 3 to 9 guidance chart? I always use the 1-3, Heinz. The only time you'd even consider using a 3-9, I just keep it on as the background, would be after hours, or if you were going to maybe trade during the dead zone, which I don't recommend, but if you were, or when the VIX index, the volatility index, is over 14, and today it was almost 18. So you wouldn't even think about using a 3-9 when the VIX is so high. And you can always find the VIX index on cnbc.com in the upper right corner. So you almost always, I'm going to say 90% of the time, you're going to use the 1-2-3 chart. Do you always allow at least a 5-point stop? Yes, Rick. Barry says, even I made great money today. Good job, Barry. I like hearing that. Steve, great instructions. Thank you, Steve. But I re-entered long, 1 point above 90.92. I'm not sure what you'd be from on that point there, Mike Z. Frank, I really like the tick chart in the 2 minute. Okay. Cheryl, yep. Okay, good, Cheryl. Heinz says, thank you, you're welcome. Still fighting the temptation to get out when trading one lot versus two lots. I don't know what you mean, Mike. I mean, if you're trading two lots, you get out after 5 points on the one, and you let the, use the AbleTrend rule exit to get out on the second one. And I certainly hope nobody missed that last 30 minutes, because I have been pounding the table for so many years now about that last half hour of the day. I mean, you're probably tired of hearing me say it. But again, today I was a big time winner, and you got to catch these big winners. You got to make use of these days. You got to, because they just don't happen that often. I mean, there's plenty of losing trades. You got to nail these days. Like I said, Heinz, cnbc.com, upper right corner. You'll see the VIX all throughout the day. Hope this was helpful for everyone. Let me know what I can do to help them. I'll be glad to help anytime. Thanks for being here, and have a good night.